welcome to the Cozy Meadow Knits podcast. This is episode 36. My name is Sophie, and I am coming to you from the province of New Brunswick, which is located on the east coast of Canada, where I live with my husband and our two children, and I am a knitter. I'm an obsessed knitter. This is a space where I share my knitting adventures. I just want to knit all the things. And I share my recent makes, my current whips, my dream knitting, which is basically everything. You can find me on Ravelry as Cozy Meadow Knits and on Instagram as well. I also have an email. Everything that I will talk about will hopefully be linked down below, where you can find me makers, yarn dyers, events, patterns. Everything will be linked down below. If I do forget something, please send me a message, either through email or Instagram or Ravelry. I will gladly answer the question or give you the info that you are looking for. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to spend with me. I am truly, truly honored and so happy to be here with you guys. So it's been a little bit. It's been since November is the last time that I posted a video. I have been knitting up a storm ever since. Lots of Christmas last minute gift knitting. So it's been a little bit. I wanted to record in December. There's so many Vlogmases to watch. I knew that it was saturated, and basically I blinked and December was over. So I just didn't get time. Today we are January 10th. I know we are Sunday. I think we're the 10th. So I have a full house today. My husband and kids are here. The kids are in their bedrooms. They're just waking up. It's like almost noontime, which is normal for them. So if you hear some noises, hopefully they're not too bad. I apologize for it. I really wanted to get on and start recording because I've been knitting up a lot of stuff and I wanted to share and I wanted to catch up with you guys. I hope you are cozy and you have a nice beverage or something to work on. I have coffee. I'm going to take a sip and let's get into it. Okay, we can start with what I am wearing. This is my Taarika sweater. I love it so much. I finally finished it. I have talked about this sweater before in my previous episode. So if you want to know more into detail about the sweater, you can go back and watch that one, or you can check out my project page. I can tell you a little bit about the sweater. It is a top-down construction. It is a worsted weight sweater. So I am already really hot. It is super warm, but I love it because I wear it at work. At work, it's so cold, and I'm always nice, warm, and toasty with this one. The colors that I chose are very similar to the colors that are on the pattern page. I just loved the designer's vision with this pattern, and I basically copied it. So I have very similar colors. I used some Cascade 220 non-superwash wool. This color, the rust color, is by Yarn Indulgences, and this color is by Legacy Lane Fiber Mill. And it came together very, very beautifully. I absolutely adore it. It has corrugated ribbing. What else I can say for this one? I can tell you right off the bat though that this is a boo-boo. This is a mistake by me. This gray stripe was supposed to be all the navy blue as well. I have no idea why I did it, and I only noticed it after the sweater was pretty much complete. So it stays like that. It is a Sophie original. And I've talked about, I did a few modifications. I've talked about it in, sorry plant, I've talked about it in my previous episode. So if you want to go back and watch that. Yeah, so I absolutely love this. The designer did reach out to me saying that there was, oh, what did she say? She said that there was something that I did and I caught, it was actually a mistake, I think, in the pattern. I already forget what it was. What was it? I forget. She said something. Anyway, but she apologized and I'm like, you know what? This pattern was really super, super well written. There was a little bit, I think there was differences in the color work from the pattern chart, and that was different from what was in the picture of the pattern page. And I tried to replicate what was in the pattern page. It's not a big difference. I just really loved the sample that was on the pattern page and I just wanted to replicate that. So basically, I think that's all I'm going to say about this one. I am going to stand up and no, I'm not. Not right now. I'm not going to stand up right now because I am in my PJ pants. I'm going to put on some jeans later and I will put in some videos so that you can see how it wears. There are also short rows in the back. Anyways, it's a lovely pattern. I adore the sweater and I would totally knit more patterns by this designer. Actually, I should go and check because, yeah, I should go and check if she has any more lovely patterns because I am obsessed with color work right now. And I will show you why in a minute. Okay, this is my sweater. I adore it. I do recommend. It was a fun knit. I think that's it for that one. So the next finished object that I have is slipper socks. I made some slipper socks for my sister-in-law. They were a gift knit. They were a very quick gift knit and I decided pretty late in the game that I was going to make them, like maybe 2 weeks before December. No, 2 weeks before Christmas. But yeah, I'm gonna put up a picture of them. They are called Joe's Perfect Slipper Socks by Cozy Up Knits. The pattern is on Ravelry. Yeah, so I really enjoyed making these. It is a DK pattern, so it uses DK yarn. So it knits up pretty fast. I did not have DK weight sock yarn. So what I did, I used a skein of fingering weight yarn and I divided it in 2 balls and I held it together to create a DK weight yarn. The yarn was gorgeous yarn by Yarn Indulgences. It is a sock marl yarn that she has. And it was it was actually a color in a sock box that I had purchased before, and it was for Valentine's Day. And it's this beautiful red. And it was just the perfect Santa red color. It worked so perfectly. I almost kept them, and I'm actually a little bit sad that I didn't keep them, but they were for my sister-in-law. She absolutely adores Christmas like me, and she watches a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies, which are so dumb, but you know, I love them, she loves them, whatever floats your boat. So I just could picture her with those slipper socks on and watching her movie and looking at her Christmas tree. Anyway, so I gifted them to her. All of the modifications that I didn't do many modifications. I think the only thing was the cuff maybe that I did differently. That is all on my project page on how I did that. I will definitely be making these again, either for gifts or for myself. I think they look awesome in the sock marl. Seriously, I have another skein of sock marl and I might use that to make them again. We'll see, future knit. Highly recommend the pattern. Very quick knit. I think I've said that already. Okay, yeah. Let's move on. Let's take a drink of coffee. I think I need that. I don't know if I mentioned, I have already cut this video numerous times. I actually noticed after 12 minutes of talking that I didn't push record. So now I'm blanking out on what I've said or not. If I haven't said this, I'll say it now. During Christmas, we, as in the whole household, caught 2 colds. One the week before Christmas, and I was better on Christmas Day, thank goodness, and I was able to go to my parents, and then we were able to go to my in-laws, and then 2 days later, we were sick again with another cold. So if my throat or my voice gets all weird, I apologize. That is the reason why. I think everybody was sick during the holidays, especially the people at work, because that's everything. Those were the first words that people were saying when I got back into work. How was your vacation? I was sick. And I'm like, oh. The only silver lining, I call it the silver lining, or like the good thing out of it, is that I got to stay in the house. I didn't enjoy being sick with the cold, but I did enjoy being in the house, not having to worry to go into work and feel like crap. And we binged watch a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I'm already getting into life stuff, and anyway, I'll talk about it more later. But yeah, I actually did enjoy the being at home and being able to knit part of it. What else? I have another finished object that is in my car, and I will go get it. Just one moment. Okay, I had completely forgotten about grabbing this finished object. I talked about it in my previous episode, but I wasn't done. I finished, this was the other gift knit that I was crazy knitting on. This is a Musselburgh hat by Ysolda Teague, and I am all out of breath. Oh my goodness, I just ran to the car and I went outside, and there was a brisk breeze, and it felt good because I am overheating. Okay, excuse me. Musselburgh hat, this was a gift knit for my husband, and I finished it and he loves it. And so this thing, a lot of people have knit this one, thousands of people have knit this hat. I highly recommend. I am totally, completely late on this train of knitted hat, this beautiful knitted hat. But I gotta admit, I was kind of intimidated by it. Because why? I don't know. Oh, because it didn't say really what the gauge was, like what needle size you needed to use, but it's so easy. Once you get the pattern, it is a paid for pattern, but it's really awesome. It gets you to cast on. Everyone casts on with whatever yarn you have, whatever needles you want to use, and you cast on all the same way, and you start increasing. Once you get to a point where you can measure your gauge, whatever you're getting, whatever stitch count you're getting within an inch, I think it's an inch, you look in the pattern and there's a graph, and it tells you if you're making this size, and it tells you how many other increases you need to do to get the whatever size you're making. Anyways, it's awesome. I'm not good at explaining things, but I highly recommend it. If I can make it, good Lord, you can too. Okay, so if you've never heard of this hat before. This is basically what you do. You cast on, like I said, a few stitches, then you go into some increases, you check what size you want to make, and then you continue on with the instructions in the pattern on how many increases you're supposed to do with your gauge. And then you knit all in the round for whatever inches it tells you to for the size that you're making again, and then you start decreasing, and then you end up again with the end of the hat. So it's a big tube. So why it's a big tube? It's because you knit it. But what is so awesome of it is that it makes a double layered hat, and you can wear it slouched over. Let me just try to, there you go. You can wear it slouchy if you want. I'm not gonna put it on my head right now, but yeah, you can wear it and have like it slouched like that, or you can put the brim up and then you have 4 layers of hotness on your head, on your ears. It fits my husband. He actually was really happy with it. He was surprised that I made it. I don't gift knit much for my husband. I think this is the second thing that he's getting. And the yarn. The yarn that I used is Patent Croy's yarn. I got it at Michael's. That's a craft shop. I don't know if Michael's exists in the United States, but it does in Canada. I think it's similar to a Joann's. Anyway, highly recommend it. I found it in a solid color, which I wanted black for my husband. Yeah, it's not super merino soft or anything, but it's warm. It's really warm. It's not that scratchy, and I would definitely use this yarn again. I've used different Croy sock. If you do want to use that yarn, I would recommend for you to feel it before, like in the ball, feel it before, because different colors I find are softer or rougher than other ones, even in the same line. So anyway, it worked out great. I think my hair is on there too. Yeah, so highly recommend this one. And I recommend the yarn for it. And I will definitely be making this again. It is perfect for sport knitting. My kids are in sports, and I knit this at hockey games and volleyball games. And you just knitting around, and you just like, you know, cheer, and you don't even have to look at what's going on. And yeah. So that is my last finished object. I have 3 work in progress that I'm going to talk about. The first one is my latest infatuation. It is my most recent cast on. I am in love. I am in love. I am in love. Oh, I love it so much. Ah, isn't it pretty? Okay, it is called, I think I'm saying this right, the Forsythian. I think it's called the Forsythian. I think it is. I'll put up here on the screen. It is a Colorwork sweater by Jennifer Steingass. Oh my goodness, Jennifer Steingass from Knit Love Wool. I will link down my pattern and the project page down below. This is my take on this pattern. It is not a new pattern. It's an older pattern of hers. I am knitting this in sport weight. It is a sport weight pattern. Yeah, and I adore it. I love it so much. This was my New Year's Day cast on. I felt like crap that day. We didn't get to visit with family that day. I was supposed to make turkey, and that did not happen. We were, again, sick. But I did cast this one on, and I am so happy and obsessed with it. Okay. Like I said, it's a sport weight pattern, I am using Yarn Indulgence's Rustic Sport Yarn. I have a ball band, which is surprising because I can never find them after. And I do not throw away any ball bands, but I can never find them when I want to. This is the yarn that she had, that I'm using from her. So Will You Knit? It is by Yarn Indulgences, and the color is mauve. It is sport weight, 328 yards to 100 grams, and it's made from Peruvian Highland wool. I am sorry, made from Peruvian Highland wool, hand dyed in Canada. Yeah, so it is called Rustic Sport for a reason. It is not merino soft. I have a very high tolerance to the itch factor for woolly wools. It's not the roughest, but it's not the softest either. So, but I absolutely adore it. I would definitely use it again. It has a high twist to it. I don't know if I can show you. I don't know if you'll see. This is, I don't know. I can't do this. Anyways, it has a high twist to it. Anyway, absolutely adore it though. Okay, about the yarn. Those are the, yeah, so it's all by Yarn Indulgences. These are the colors that I'm using. This is mauve. And then I am using a cream color. I think she called this one buttercream. No, buttermilk. Yeah. So this one is buttermilk, and I think this one is called Teddy Bear. This one I can't find a ball band of it, but anyway, I had picked this up last spring at the Fiddlehead Fiber Festival. And it was exactly for the sweater. I finally cast it on. Okay, so this pattern has some short rows in the back. You start, it's it is top down. You start with the ribbing and then you go into some short rows. It is puckering up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's going to block out. So, and then you start into the color work. The only modification is that I made was in the color work. So in the color work, when you start, and I've written all of this down, I think I did. I've written all this down in my notes. The first stitch that you're gonna start with the color is supposed to be a different color. It would have been supposed to be the cream. I just went on with all of the same color here. And then the cream color, where the cream color is in the pattern, it's supposed to be the main color as well. But I wanted this to be the star of the show. I wanted I call them wheat. It looks like wheat, I don't know, or ferns. Yeah, so I wanted this to be the star of the show. This is the vision that I had in my head. I wanted the cream in the background so that the color work of the gold would pop out. And so I wrote in my pattern page, in my project page, where exactly I started and where I finished, and then I did the rest of the color work. And that's it. That is the only modification that I have done. Everything else I have followed the pattern. And then you just, once you're finished the color work, you knit, and then you separate for the sleeves, and then you knit until it's long enough for you. That's what I'm doing. I think I have about ½ an inch left, and then I'm going to do the ribbing. So it's flying off the needles because this is the only thing I am knitting on currently for the last, well, since January 1st. The only other thing that I'm doing with the colors, because it is hand-dyed yarn, and I had 3 skeins of this, hand-dyed yarns, you have to be careful If you don't want any pooling, yeah, I alternate skeins when I get into a solid part where I have just the main color. I do helical knitting. I can put a link down below on how to do that. It is very easy. It sounds complicated, but it is not at all. And I find it works really well with stockinette stitch, you know, on the body of a sweater if it's all plain knitting. It is a really great way to alternate your skeins and try to not get pooling. And it just mixed it up just so well. I absolutely love the effect. Beautiful yarn, beautiful sweater. I'm so excited. I can't wait to finish this one. Okay, that was that sweater. I have another sweater. This is my second whip current work in progress. It is, I'm going to clear my throat, sorry. Sorry. It is the Wilfreda sweater. This one was cast on before Christmas. I wanted it to be my Christmas sweater. It didn't pan out because I had too many gift knits going on, and it was fine. It was fine. But this, I love this one so much as well. Oh, look at this color. Oh, it's so good. This is my jam. This is my color. I love it so much. Okay, so this is the Wilfreda sweater. It is by, I can't remember, I will put it down below here for the designer. This is my second Wilfreda. I've knit this before. I've talked about it in previous episodes. I didn't do any modifications to this. I am using needle size 6mm needles. It is a top-down construction. It is a DK pattern. You can do it with DK yarn, or you can use a fingering weight yarn held with mohair if you'd like, and that is what I am doing. So yeah, you start with the ribbing, and then you go into, there's some short rows to bring up the neck higher on the back. And then you get into this beautiful yoke section, which in the past, I lied. I am so sorry. I kept saying there was only one row of cabling that you do in the yoke, and that is not true. I don't know why I don't know why I was saying that, but there are only two, and this is the truth. There are 2 rows where you are going to cable, and it is not complicated at all, and it is totally worth it. Yeah, so it is really not a hard pattern to work. It might look complicated, but it is not at all. Highly recommend this pattern. A lot of people have made it that I know, and they love it. And actually, my friend Manon is on her second one. I think she made 2. Yes, she did. She made a black one and a purple one. Yeah. So you finish the yoke, and then you go into some raglan increases just before splitting for the sleeves. And you do the raglan increases just until where, you know, the pattern suggests something, but I kept trying it on and seeing if I needed any more before I split for sleeves. And then you knit throughout the body, and then you do the ribbing, and then I'm going to do the sleeves. So hopefully by the next episode I will be done both, maybe sweaters, possibly, because this really is a quicker knit as well, because it's knit on very large needles. What can I, okay, yeah, the yarn I have, again, ball bands. I have ball bands. I am using this gorgeous, oh my God, look at it. You know, when you have your color, you have your color. This is my color. when you just love it so much. This is Ancient Yarns. No, Ancient Arts. What does it say? Ancient Arts Yarn. This is a dyer from Canada, out west. It is 75% superwash, extra fine merino, and 25 cultivated silk. And it has this sheen to it, like kind of like a shine to it. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it so much. I have this since it's been, I don't know, a year or two that I've had this before. It was in my stash, and I'm looking for the mohair that I'm using. I had one. Okay, sorry, it's right here. The mohair that I'm using is Kid Silk by Drops, and it is, this is very affordable yarn. The contents is 75% mohair and 25% silk. It's soft. I like it. So I had bought these two together, knowing that I would make some sort of sweater with it. But yeah, so special in this Wilfreda. Highly recommend this pattern. You gotta knit it. Okay, so that is that. And for my last work in progress is a little sweater for a child. This is the first child sweater that I am making, and I am all tangled. I'm sorry. I am using some yarn by Loops and Thread, which I got at Michael's. It is Loops and Thread, and it's the Delicate DK acrylic blend. Does this have, it's 75, okay, 70% acrylic and 30% polyamide. It is DK, like it says. So I am making the Flax DK sweater by Tin Can Knits. It is a free pattern. So cute. I should have put it on hold. Oops, I've dropped stitches. Let me pick that back up. Oopsie. Okay, maybe I won't do it then. Okay. Yeah. All right. This, I'll tuck this end in here. It's so cute. It really is cute. So I am making a little sweater for my colleague's daughter. She is 2.5 years old, and I usually do not knit for others, like I rarely do. But this coworker is super sweet, and she asked, and since it was like a tiny thing, I was like, okay, I will try. So I've decided, she picked out the yarn, and at first I had picked out a little sweater pattern. It had eyelets, and it was had a little bit of texture in the yoke. When she picked this yarn, I did not want to make that pattern because this yarn is already a little bit busy. It has stripes, so I wanted this to be the focus. So I wanted a plain sweater. So yeah, the Flax sweater, free pattern. It goes from size 2 years old to, I have no idea, there's like tons of sizing for adults as well. Free pattern, very well written, totally recommend it. There is one, I think it's for worsted weight. The original Flax sweater is for worsted weight, and then they came out with a DK version, and this is the one. Now, in the only modification that I've done is for the Flax sweater on the sleeves, there's a garter stitch on it, and I just omitted that, and I am just doing stockinette stitch. So it's going to be very plain, all stockinette all throughout. I am here, and I need to pick this back up and finish it. I just need to figure out how long to make it. This will be probably a little bit too big for her, but she will be able to grow into it and wear it. This yarn is so soft, like so soft. I am definitely going to be using this again for kid knits because my niece is pregnant. She's pregnant. She gave us the good news on Christmas Day, and I cannot wait. I am so excited. I cannot wait to rock the little baby and like look at the little feet and give it kisses. Anyway, I love babies. I don't want any more babies, but I love other people's babies so that I can give them back after, you know, cuddling them. But yes, I'm super excited. So I'm thinking I might make either a blanket. I'm gonna knit something. I don't know what it is yet. She is supposed to find out the gender probably in a month or 2 months. This is fairly new. And yeah, she had her first ultrasound. I think she's at 14 weeks. I'm not sure. Anyways, and it was like a little tiny peanut. She showed me a picture. Super cute. So yes, I will definitely be using this yarn again. It is deliciously buttery soft and it is acrylic, so they'll be able to wash it. All right, so that is all I have. Is that all I have? I think that's all I have for knitting. Okay, what else do I have to talk about? Let me check my notes. Okay. Okay. So the last few episodes, episode 34, I had a gift away on there for 3 prizes. One was for a pattern, another prize was yarn, and the third prize was a gorgeous bag. Yeah, a gorgeous knitting bag and an accessory. Yeah, so no one has contacted me. I announced the winners on the last episode, on episode 35, and no one has contacted me for those prizes. So I will go and redraw the prizes from the comments on episode 34. So I am going to post here the winners of the prizes. Congratulations. If you are a winner, please send me an email with your name and your mailing address so that I can pop the yarn and the bag in the mail. And for the pattern winner, just let me know how you would like to receive that pattern, and I will get in contact with the designer and get you guys hooked up for that prize. So again, thank you and congratulations for the winners. Now, on episode 35, I had drawn 2 winners. No, I didn't draw them yet. Okay, so I had a gift away for 2 patterns of the Njord socks. That is a sock pattern by Nancy Wheeler. I bought 2 of those. Oh no, I bought 1 and I was gifted 1 to gift away on this episode. So these are the winners of the sock pattern. Congratulations. Again, just get in contact with me through my email, and I will get you in contact with Nancy so that she can send you this absolutely gorgeous pattern. Okay, so that was for the giveaways. So that is done. Now on to events. There is an event happening in Sussex, New Brunswick. Last year we did we called it a winter gathering, and it was in Sussex at the same place. I can't remember, but all of the details for that gathering, I can't remember it what was it called? This All Seasons. I think it's All Seasons Motel. Anyway, all of the information will be at this website. It is the website that we have. It is atlanticyarnfiber.com. If you are interested, this winter gathering of 2025 is happening on February 21st and 22nd. and it's going to be so much fun. It is being organized by Manon from La Violette Knits, Nancy Wheeler from Knit Sip Happy, Deborah from Yarn Indulgences, and I would say myself, but I am 98% sure that I will not be able to make it to there. My son has a hockey tournament away in Fredericton that weekend, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to be there. It all depends on my daughter, if she's working or not, if she wants to go. I can't leave my husband with the two kids. My daughter wants to shop and my son wants to play hockey, so my husband's only one person. So in that case, I will have to miss this one. If by a miracle something happens that I can go, I will. But for now, I don't think I'll be able to make it for that one. So, but still highly recommend to go. It was so much fun last year. There are tons of friends that are going. Again, so jealous, so sad. Really wanted to see everyone, but I'll see everyone later on in the spring. But anyway, if you're interested, please go to the site and you can buy tickets and get a little bit more information on what's going on there. So that's for the gathering. Yeah, so I guess I can talk about dream knitting. I probably should have talked about that first, but anyway, let's take another sip. Coffee's a little bit cold, but that's okay. For dream knitting, I am going to, I don't know, I talk about a lot of stuff on here, and I talk about a lot of patterns that I want to knit, and sometimes they get on the needles like right away, and sometimes it takes a little bit, but I still want to make them like all the time. Like I want to make all of it. Anyway, I'm trying to explain myself and that's not really working out, is it? All right, so for dream knitting, for this one, I am going to show you, I have this book. I got it, I think either last year or the year before. It was kindly gifted from my friend Manon, and it is called Only Yoking, and it's from Olga Putano, and this book is gorgeous. It has, I can flip through it. No, that's not really good. I don't know how to do that. Oh, okay, wait. Let me find something. Okay, so just this, like, that's beautiful. Look at these. Okay, so it has sweaters, oh, here, that are worsted weight, DK weight, and fingering weight yarns. And they're all yoke sweaters. Let me show you another picture. Those are all there's a couple in here that I actually really want to knit. Oh, look at that one. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, Cebola. I love that one. Okay, but I did find one that I already had the yarn for. Oh my goodness, I'm slow. Sorry. I love that one too. Okay, this is not the sweater, but I just want to show you some more. That's gorgeous. How about this one? This one's gorgeous too. They're all beautiful. And they're all in, the pattern is all in this book. Okay, so the one that I want to do, it only has the yoke picture of it, but it's this one. This is cabling, so it's a yoke cabled sweater. The yoke finishes here, and then after that it's all stockinette stitch. So only the yoke part is cabled. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty. I've done cabling before, but never like, I don't think so, all cables around. I don't think I've done that before. And so I really want this year, I really wanted to use patterns that I already have or that I've already bought. I have a couple of books that I have knitted from, but not enough. This one I haven't knit a sweater yet from it, and that's going to be the first one. And I actually have the yarn for it. I have decided to use this yarn that I got last fall at the PEI Fiber Festival, and it's by Red Island Fiber. I have 3 skeins of this, so plenty to make that sweater. I think it's going to be great in this color. Yeah, I know I have a color. I know. The color is called Professor Plum. I've shown this before. It's called Professor Plum. It's 100% Rambouillet, and it is 100 grams, and there is 549 yards in one skein. It's crazy. Like, there's so much in here, and it's light, but it plumps up. Amanda, who is the dyer from Red Island Fiber, she was knitting on something on a project. Yes, she was. I think she was knitting on a project with some of her Rambouillet, and it was drapey. It was great. I don't know. I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with this color, and so I have decided that I'm going to make that. I don't even know what it's called. Sorry, I didn't say. The sweater is called Adeline. It's the Adeline sweater. So this year I'm trying to use as much as possible of my stash, and it's been going okay. I haven't bought yarn in a little bit. Since this fall, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna be using that. When is this going to get on the needles? I have no idea, but hopefully soon. But I want to finish up other things as well. So that's that is my dream knitting for this episode. What else? I think that's pretty much it for yarny stuff that I have. That's all I have in my notes. Life stuff. Again, we were sick during Christmas, but we watched a whole bunch of TV. We watched Squid Games. Anyway, I didn't even watch the first season. My husband, we were sick, so we were just like, and he was going to watch it. The second season, he had watched the first season before, and I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So we watched a little recap. I knew what the story was, and anyway, it's a violent show, just to let you know. It's okay, but there's a lot of shooting. It's not my cup of tea. It's not something that I would gravitate towards and sit and like, ooh, I want to watch this. Because I'm a hopeless romantic, and that had nothing to do with this romance. So we watched the first episode. I sat through it, and I was knitting, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can watch this. But then I wanted to kind of find out what was happening after. So my husband kept watching it, and I just sat there, and we just pretty much binge watched it, and I watched the whole season. So there's going to be the third and final season. I don't know when that's coming out. It was all right. If you're okay with a lot of violence and shooting, it is interesting. So anyway, that's what we watched. We watched that. What else? Oh, and I got into a whole bunch of true crime stuff. Now, I hate that I enjoy watching this, because actual crimes have happened for these shows to exist. And I don't agree with that. I hate that. But then I get really interested on how they solved it. That's where I get hooked, and I'm like, oh my gosh, goodness, like they found this and then they found that, and it's really intriguing. So I kind of got sucked into that's what I watched, a whole bunch of that stuff. I think it's because I watched pretty much every single Christmas Hallmark movie, and that was so like la-ti-da. And I needed a little break of that. So anyways, I went really dark, and I watched some true crime stuff anyway. But what did I watch? I watched a few stories that I remember that it was in the news way back like in the 90s. I watched about the Unabomber. I remember that name. I was a teenager at the time. I remember seeing some stuff in the news about him, but I had no idea really what the story, how long it was. Like, this guy was bombing people like for like years, like, and they never had found him before. Anyway, that was kind of really interesting as well. But yeah, all on Netflix. Anyway, I did that. Oh, and I read a whole bunch of romance novels. Yeah, I'm a sucker for romance. So anyways, I read a lot of those. And yeah, so that was our Christmas vacation. And now we're back at work, and I want to retire. I want to retire. I'm so ready. I still have like, what, 20 years to go? But anyway, it's not a bad job. It's an okay job, but I love being in my house. I miss my house. But anyway, I think that's it. Oh, and I usually share a recipe. Now, I don't know. I haven't thought about this episode. I'm going to be making some chicken fricot. In French, we call it du fricot. In good old Acadian French, it's basically a chicken stew, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna be making that for supper, I think. So maybe I can I've already shared this recipe a long time ago. I could share that one maybe. And yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna share for today, because who doesn't want or who doesn't like warm soup in the winter if you're in the northern hemisphere? Because if you're not, then it's summer. But it is winter here, and yeah, we got a little bit of snow. It came, it left, and now we have a little dusting right now. So I think that's it. I'm rambling. So thank you so much for sticking with me and watching till the end. Let me know what you're knitting on, or if there's any big knit plans for 2025. Happy New Year's. I didn't say that. Anyway, I will be back when, I don't know, but soon. And until then, please stay cozy, knit your little heart out, and be kind and happy and all of the good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.